What kind of receptions do you guys get when you're going out? I mean, I know that if you're going out to something that's sponsored by Troma, for instance, then there's going to be a certain people there who are like going, I'm here for Troma, I love Troma, but do you ever get these like wackos who are saying like, what are you doing? Like, this is horrible, stop it right now.
The only real objections we've ever had, I think, came with Toxic Avenger. You know, we've had a young boy's head getting crushed by the wheel of an automobile. We have people in poultry guys being French fried and ground up in meat grinders. And the only hate mail we got was in Toxic Avenger when a dog was shotgunned. That was the only time anybody, they don't care, people didn't seem to be too upset about the humans, it was just the dog.
Don't shoot the dog.
So, but I don't think we get, you know, I mean, Quentin Tarantino at Cannes talking about Troma, he was at the press conference. You know, we're sort of, we have a good reach, we're just economically blacklisted, that's the basic problem. We probably all on this table suffer from the fact that our industry is controlled by these 5 or 6 devil-worshipping international media conglomerates, and luckily we got Morgue and a few others who champion us, but if we can't get our movies, Cannibal the Musical, Trey Parker's movie, you might consider it lowbrow, but it's a great movie. It's Oklahoma meets the Toxic Avenger. Never been on television. And I think it's been in Canadian, but never been on American TV. Never been in Blockbuster. The Toxic Avenger has never been in Blockbuster, even though it's a musical here that's opening. The Citizen Toxie, 4th Toxic Avenger movie's never been on American TV. Sold 200,000 DVDs. That's the biggest problem we have, is really the penetrating the hymen of the mainstream without getting fucked.
But now, I know you're saying kind of tongue-in-cheek, the devil worship. Is it a religious rights movement that's saying like we don't want to be?
No, it's a conspiracy of elites. They worship. They may. I mean, Rupert Murdoch, I would guess, worships the devil. Yes, and I don't know that he's going to help us very much. These are bad people. These are people who want to fuck up the internet too. They want to get rid of net neutrality on the internet. The MPAA, which is, and I'm certain that your conglomerates here, they don't like the free and open and diverse internet. They don't like the fact that there are lots of voices on the internet. They pretend that they want to get rid of peer-to-peer because of pornography and because of piracy. That is not the reason. They want to get rid of peer-to-peer and file sharing because it means they have to get up in the morning and compete. They don't want to compete. We have an opportunity on the internet. As long as there's net neutrality, we all have an opportunity. And you all should make sure that your Congress, whatever it is up here, Harper and Harper Valley, whatever it is, make sure that they don't let net neutrality go away. I'm head of the Independent Film and Television Alliance, which is the trade association for the independents in the States. And which shows you how, I'm the chairman of that, which shows you how desperate independent cinema is. And we're down in Washington lobbying because MPAA, the telephone companies, the major devil-worshipping conglomerates want to get rid of net neutrality. So we got the last hope for independent thought, independent commerce, and independent art is really the internet. It's the last democratic medium. So I think that's very, 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 very important.
So but, over the last 35 years that you've seen so much, is it getting worse? Or is it getting better?
Well, after I fought in the Korean War, I was wounded. I remember those gooks were coming at me, and all I know is we could make a Troma in those days. 1974, we began Troma, and I think it'd be very tough. I mean, go for it. You should try it today. And certainly the digital revolution has liberated and democratized the making of cinema. And if you read any of my books, it's a major, major theme of all my books.
And those books
But the downside is that, well, today is the publication date for Produce Your Own Damn Movie. I don't believe Morgue has reviewed it, but the New York Times did. Produce Your Own Damn Movie comes out today on bookshelves everywhere. The point is that the making of movies has been democratized. Everyone can make a movie. The problem is getting to the public, and we independents are economically blacklisted. And until we can do something about it, you're going to end up with Miley Cyrus on every screen and every store, and Brett and I will be giving each other the reach-arounds.
You had me at Miley Cyrus. Nothing wrong with that, yeah. You want to say anything about it? Well, you're asking about do we ever get
you know, people that say that you're doing bad stuff and stuff like that. Well, I get kind of the kind of a weird thing where I get backhanded compliments a lot because I make, you know, low budget films. So you get people who they think they're complimenting you, but they're kind of really not. They're like, "Oh, terrible movies! I love those. Can I buy all of your?" Oh, how do I take your cash? But what was that first thing you said? Or they put all these titles on it and stuff like that. And you just kind of go, "Oh, okay, as long as you're liking it, I guess." But and the other thing that's kind of weird is, you know, partially because like the wonderful thing about the internet is that everybody has a voice, but the shitty thing about the internet is that every fucking person has a voice. You know, and some of those voices you don't necessarily need to hear. So you get some lunatics out there occasionally with their own little, "Can you make a movie with girls who wear little socks?"
Can you?
And stuff like that.
I did. Yeah, well, you okay? That was me. Never answered me, so.
I got a story actually going back to saying that your market isn't necessarily, like you said, some people, you advertise a Troma movie, people come expecting a Troma movie. Currently, I'm producing a film co-producing Vagrancy Films called The Pussy Pound. You might have seen posters around. We're working on a full length. In the midst of producing this film, there was a short film festival, just a small festival in London. It was like one of those crash filmmaking 48-hour film festivals. And I did a short with the star of The Pussy Pound, Blister, she's a beautiful woman. And we did a short called The Dirty Bird. It was a 6-minute short, and it was basically kind of an homage to the old style Jess Franco Grindhouse. It was a quick, just 6 minutes, rape revenge flick. You know, she picks up a guy, she's seemingly a prostitute, he, you know, wants to force himself on her, she kills him, and walks out, and that was it. It was done, it was quick. But because it played at, it was supposed to be a fringe film festival, but someone in the crowd did not like the idea of a woman, you know, being raped in a short film. And she's like, "You can't play that, that's, you know, this is supposed to be an art film festival and you're playing something that's absolutely filthy." And I'm like, "Well, you know, she doesn't, she kills the guy." It's completely, it happens all the time in mainstream. And then it exploded into this huge thing on the internet. And there was a meeting at downtown City Hall about it. And they're calling me a filthy smut peddler. And then, you know, they catch wind that I'm doing another one. So immediately we jumped on top of this whole frenzy. And I mean, it was a huge spectacle. It's ridiculous. I mean, like, if you want to say that, you know, that these movies are lowbrow or something, and you're just not expecting it, you know what I mean? Like, to say, "Oh my God, this movie has projectile vomit, it makes me sick." Well, you know, why are you watching a movie called Projectile Vomit Killers 6, right? So, I mean, yes, some people in the audience were prepared. They were warned that there was, you know, scenes of violence and sexual violence and stuff like that. And I mean, it's not that I hate women or I'm, you know what I mean, I'm a pervert or anything like that. But it just happened. But because of this media frenzy, this other film that we're producing right now, we decided we're going to revise the script. And we said, if you want to cause trouble, then we'll cause trouble. And we're kind of retaliating now with this new film. We got it a character.
So you changed it to make it worse, or?
No, not necessarily worse. We changed, one of the characters is actually because I mean there was a whole a feminist movement in London, but they're totally misunderstood because I mean the idea of the woman regaining control of the situation is she should be empowering, right? She's not allowing herself to be controlled. But then they're saying, "Oh my God, you're showing rape, and do you think that's funny?" And women get raped all the time. So now we have this feminist who is seeing everything at face value. She's very one-sided, and you know the character is really shallow. But I mean, it's not necessarily every person. But I mean, that's really going to get them angry. But maybe at the same time, they're going to look at it and be like, "Am I actually acting like